for me.
My name is Ezekiel Gabaldon, and this is my character analysis. We had 3 choices for our character analysis: Platform 1, Platform 2, and Los Olvidados. And I wanted to do specifically Ojitos from Los Olvidados because I feel like me and Ojitos kind of relate to each other in a sort of way. Because, okay, so clearly, like, I don't have it like as bad as Ojitos. I don't think many people do. Not a lot of people end up just like, you know, with their dad leaving them and having to work for a blind man. I never experienced that. But the one thing I did experience was kind of just being not like a partaker, but more of a spectator of a lower income area. Because I feel like Ojitos is very much a spectator to a lot of these crimes that are being committed and a lot of the tragedy that's going on around him. He's more just there watching it happen. He doesn't, you know, he's affected by it, but he doesn't really let it affect him. Because he's still Ojitos at the end of the day. He doesn't turn evil because someone did evil to him. He doesn't resort to violence and stealing immediately because he's poor and his dad leaves him. So I feel like I kind of, you know, I wasn't put into a super dangerous situation, but I understand being a spectator and watching other people my age going through that same thing. Where I grew up in Albuquerque, New Mexico. You know, I had like friends who were, I had friends who went to high school after I left Albuquerque, and they ended up joining gangs and stuff. They were in like Latin Kings or Bloods and Crips. I think they had different names in New Mexico. I can't remember, but still, like, it was an interesting character that I identified with. And even though, like, we haven't finished Los Olvidados, I feel like Ojitos doesn't have a very strong character development. He just starts quiet and off to the side. He kind of has, like, his storyline is kind of treated as like a side plot where like he's subjected to the same tragedies as everyone else around him, but you can see him just trying to be more honest. Also, I also kind of relate to him just because he's more quiet and less included, and I feel like just like, you know, I'm not like that now, but as a kid I was definitely more so like that, more just secluded. So that's another way that I relate to Ojitos and why I really like his character, actually. Even though it's pretty static compared to all the other more complex characters, which kind of also makes him hard to talk about. He's pretty stagnant. But that's another reason why I kind of relate to him. You know, in my early childhood, I was just kind of Ezekiel for the first like 15, 16 years of my life. So I kind of relate to Ojitos in that way too, because he's just Ojitos for the whole film pretty much. He's just kind of a silent victim, but even, and I feel like I can't say that so that's the difference between me and Ojitos, is I wasn't really a victim of my situation. Yeah, I grew up in a poorer area of New Mexico, but I was never like homeless or, you know, I was never struggling. Like I had a lot of friends though who like all they had to eat that day was a little bag of graham crackers and stuff like that. So I just grew up around it. I witnessed it, I saw it, and I feel like Ojitos in that way where I'm just sort of spectating all of it, but he was also just directly involved and influenced by it, so there's more to his character than that. Yeah.